G'day Gear Junkies, Jason here. About 2 months ago I did the most middle-aged thing I've ever done. I went out and bought my dream guitar from my teenage years. It's a PRS Custom 24 in emerald green. It was made in 2005, making it a 20th anniversary edition. I'll explain later why this guitar was so important to me. But first, let's go through some specs. The body and neck are mahogany with a stunning quilted maple top, which appears to be a single piece of maple because I can't see the book match lines. And it's finished in a gorgeous emerald green. The neck is made out of rosewood with the classic PRS mother of pearl bird inlays. The neck itself is incredibly easy to traverse. As you might be able to see, the finish is partly faded near the lower cutaway. The pickups are the HFS treble in the bridge and the vintage bass in the neck, which is standard for custom 24s at this time. As for the hardware, we have phase 2 locking tuners and a chrome PRS tremolo system. The 5-way rotary pickup selector has been removed and replaced with a 3-way toggle switch. However, I'll probably have it modified so that it can be coil split in the neck position. This guitar sounds great in the mix with drums, bass and vocals. My fascination with PRS guitars started in about 1997. I was about 15 at the time, and I was taking guitar lessons in a small local music store. Now, I used to have to wait in that store after my lesson for about half an hour before I got picked up by one of my parents. And it was in this time, I think, that my gear obsession really started. I wanted to know about every amp, guitar and pedal in the store. Now, one day they had a guitar there for sale for $10,000. I'd never seen this make of guitar before, and it was a PRS, and it was made by the man himself. I asked a lot of questions about it till finally one day they took it off the shelf and let me play it for about 2 minutes. And from that moment on, I knew I had to own a PRS one day. My dad, wanting to inspire me, sent away to PRS and got the 1998 catalogue sent to me. Now, I went through that thing front to back, time after time, frothing over all the beautiful guitars in there. But I decided that the Custom 24 was probably the guitar for me. However, on the previous page, the Custom 22 came in this absolutely gorgeous emerald green color. So I decided that's the color I wanted, but I wanted the Custom 24. Further adding to my lust for Paul Reed Smith guitars was the fact that several of my favourite guitar players were playing them at this time. So Mike Einziger from Incubus, Tim Mahoney from 311, and even Carlos Santana, who was making a big comeback at that time, were all playing Paul Reed Smiths. On top of that, other guys who I really like their sound, like Hoobastank, Linkin Park, but also Mark Tremonti as well from Creed. They had killer guitar tones and they all played PRS. The reason I've never bought one up until now is something always came up when I was thinking about buying one. So a trip overseas, or getting married, or buying a car, or buying a house, or having children. All of these things have a bearing on your finances, as most of us all know, and I could never find the reason to do it. Eventually, this particular guitar came up in a vintage guitar site here in Australia, and it was for a semi-reasonable price, but you don't see this particular color anymore in Paul Reed Smith's catalog, and it was the exact guitar that I wanted, so I just took out a personal loan and bought it. So what are my thoughts on this guitar? Well, firstly, the tuning stability is amazing. It's made me realize how bad my other guitars are when it comes to tuning stability. This one is way better. The bridge pickup on this guitar is just so well suited to having high gain amp tones, which makes me realize why so many of those guitarists that I love at that time use these. It really helps to tighten up some of the flubbiness that you might get from, for example, my solo head down low. It can be quite thick. It seems to cut out some of those frequencies that are just not hugely necessary. It's incredibly clear and crisp, and you hear all of that note definition without using any pedals. So the amps that I was using today was my Marshall DSL 40 and my Mesa Solo head, and I had them panned left and right. The neck humbucker on this guitar is the best I've ever tried. It's not too woolly and thick. It actually has a bit of clarity about it, but it still sounds really woody and has that sort of really nice rounded neck sound. Now, it sounds great whether you're pairing it with a bunch of effects, playing clean, dirty. It doesn't matter. Any of those things sound really nice on it. One of the things that astounded me about it is the resonance of the guitar. So without it plugged in, it's quite loud, it's very resonant. I can hold notes with this guitar without even really trying for way longer than I can on any of my other guitars. Now, is it the wood? Is it the pickups? Is it the build quality? Well, I think it's probably a combination of those things. I've never been a subscriber to the whole tone wood thing. I've always thought that the pickups make most of the difference when it comes to your tone, but having a beautifully resonant instrument has really made me rethink my philosophy. So as you can probably tell, I love this guitar. I don't regret buying it for a minute. I'll probably end up using this now on a lot of demos when I'm featuring humbuckers because it's easily my best humbucker guitar. So if you have any questions or you want to tell me about buying your dream guitar, please leave a comment below. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. You can support this channel by going to the Middle Aged Gear Junkie store and buying a mug or a shirt or stickers. And you can also join the Middle Aged Gear Junkie Facebook page. I've left a link in the description below. Other than that, my name is Jason. Have a wonderful day. See you later.